We're going to be selling a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million. Wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card.
But if you have enough money, you can come. So I don't think that's going to bode well for the people that voted for him, that you can just skip the line if you're wealthy.
They're not really going into Canada and looking for those Canadian people that are kind of jumping back and forth.
This is a misnomer. It's not Canadians that come across the northern border.
Those immigrants or those migrants look a certain way.
But Governor Will said differently.
A certain
that was
type
a
of immigrant.
misunderstanding.
And so now we have this million, these, you
Can
know,
I just
a Russian.
clarify, though?
Can I finish talking?
Yes. It is not Canadians crossing from Canada into the United States.
Who is it?
It is Mexico and India are the two largest places that people are coming because they're seeing that it's actually easier than going through the cartels.
So now you don't like fact checks. I thought it was the Republicans who didn't like facts. But it seems like anytime you tell folks on the left something that they don't want to hear, factual or not, they have complete and utter meltdowns because the cackling hens are upset, losing their minds yet again because Alyssa Farah, secretly MAGA on the panel and pretending like she's not. She's actually dumbing herself down so she won't piss off this panel of idiots. She is fact-checking Sunny Hostin live on TV, something that everyone should be doing. I don't know why they let Sunny and the rest of the dumb dodo brains get away with murder. They are like little miniature versions of Joy Reid. I actually feel like she would fit in perfectly on this panel. So maybe if they kick Alyssa off, then they'll get Joy Reid in there and it'll be a big old liberal party. They could just crap on Trump all freaking day. I'm sure that they would love that, and they don't even really want Alyssa on the panel at all, which is the reason why she's so nice to them and allows them to spout off nonsense without fact checking them on a regular basis. But without further ado, let's go ahead and react to them getting upset about Alyssa Farah pointing out basic facts about the northern border that Sunny Hostin gets terribly wrong.
And we think it's going to be extremely successful.
Would a Russian oligarch be eligible for a gold card?
Yeah, possibly. Hey, I know some Russian oligarchs that are very nice people.
I like how the implication here is that, oh, you can't trust the Russians, not even a single one of them, and yet they want to trust people coming in from Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, like all these different places where they're known to blow stuff up. But hey, the Russians, that's a bridge too far, even a single one of them.
The way that he talks about it, it makes it sound like America's for sale to the highest bidder. Those are basically meant to incentivize the best and brightest to come to America, to create jobs here, to hire people, contribute tax revenue. This is actually basically an expansion on the existing EB-5 visa program. But I want to know, is there national security vetting? So yes, could a terrorist organization or a Russian oligarch come in?
And the guys, this is so stupid. Terrorist organization? That's just outrageous to even make that assumption. I guess Trump, if you pay enough, Trump's letting terrorists into the country if you pay enough. Imagine that headline. Guys, don't be stupid. Like Alyssa here.
And then the border crisis, he's effectively solved in 1 month. In the lowest single day total in 15 years this past week. This blew my mind. The Washington Post, there's been a 98% drop in daily border crossings from an all-time high of 11,000 in December of 2023 under Biden to only 200 a week ago under Trump. So he's doing that. That is what people voted for.
I don't think... I think it's worse than that. I believe there was like around 200,000 people at one point.
To speak like this about the fact that he ran on anti-immigration, and I'm going to fix that, like you said, numbers are down, but if you have enough money, you can come. So I don't think that's going to bode well for...
What? I'm not allowing this blurring of the lines here. Illegal immigration is the problem. There was never a problem with immigration from a general sense, guys. And for the record... anyone who has money has always had an advantage as it relates to immigration, period. You have the advantage as it relates to everything if you have money. You're not going to be like blocked from coming into America if you have money. Are you freaking kidding me?
The people that voted for him, that you can just skip the line if you're wealthy. That is a problem. I also...
There's no problem with that. The world has always been this way, and I don't have a problem necessarily with, Mr. Brokety broke, with 12 kids trying to come in through the border to get taxpayer benefits versus somebody coming in who's actually going to probably contribute to the country because they're spending so much money on things.
I think that he talks so much about criminals coming across the borders and all the problems they bring with them. People with money can be criminals too. In fact, they have more resources to be criminals.
I think from a general sense, even though it's illegal to commit white-collar crimes, I think most people don't really care compared to violent crimes, which obviously people with less money coming from different cultures are much more likely to engage in.
$2 trillion in cuts will include Medicaid, SNAP, which means food stamps, and
That's fake news. There is literally no mention of that in the bill. There are cuts required, but not to Medicaid. They require cuts from the department over a 10-year period, not necessarily Medicaid or SNAP.
$4.5 trillion in tax cuts for people who are in the 0.1% of people who earn money in this country and corporations.
That's not true either. The tax rate is 21%. It goes down to 15% if they manufacture product in the United States. Otherwise, it stays at 21%. But I guess they forgot about that. And it includes no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security. But, you know, let's just forget about all of that. Let's just talk about the bad stuff and lie about it or get the facts wrong because these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. They never do.
If you read Project 2025, everything that is in Project 2025 is what is happening. And those things that you just listed are there. And so that is the goal. That is the...
Seriously, this ish again.
You know, this is not that different from what happens in Europe. You know, you can have this sort of golden visa through real estate in places like Portugal and Spain and Greece.
A lot of the
Caribbean. So there, you know, this would be the most expensive golden visa. But
I appreciate Sunny for pointing out that this is something that already exists, not considered a bribe, to speed up processes via giving money. It's considered a bribe if you fraudulently approve things that should not be approved. But you could send money and be like, hey, can you do this faster? And yeah, they'll do it. And it's perfectly legal to do that.
We know we also border Canada, ran really on the southern border. They're not really going into Canada and looking for those Canadian people that are kind of jumping back and forth.
This is a misnomer. It's not Canadians that come across the northern border. It's people coming from other parts of the world, India, Mexico. But the northern border crisis, there's not a bunch of Canadians flocking. There's probably more Americans going to Canada right now.
That's not true because I spoke to Governor Whitmer about it. But that was a misunderstanding. Can I just finish what I was saying?
Sonny's trying to insinuate that we don't care about white people crossing the border. We only care about people of color, brown people crossing the border. Well, hey, did you ever look at the numbers and consider the numbers? There's really not a whole lot of Europeans dying to come to America and just stay here illegally, much less Canadians. This is a stupid talking point that people from more of the impoverished countries, the lesser developed parts of the world, are the places that have a lot of people of color. Those are the main people trying to come into America illegally. Those are the facts. So I don't know why the hell Sunny would keep bringing up this stupid talking point. It's because everything is about race with this freaking raving lunatic.
6,000 Canadians.
So that I don't lose my thought. The point is...
So 6,000 Canadians came in versus how many millions? So many millions that they don't even know how many millions.
You know, he was all about immigration from the southern border. And those immigrants or those migrants look a certain way.
Because she's dumb. Dumber than Kamala, so she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman.
So it seems to me this was never really just about immigration. It was about a certain type of immigrant. And so now we have this million,
Can I just clarify, though?
Can I finish talking?
Yes.
Thank you. It's not okay to provide a path to citizenship for people that have been here, like the DACA recipients, for other people that look a different way.
So just to clarify, because it is not Canadians crossing from Canada into the United States.
Who is it?
It is Mexico and India are the two largest places that people are coming because they're seeing that it's actually easier than going through the cartels and going through a more secure southern border. So if they have the resources, that's what the northern immigration
That
might be another reason it's going down because you're threatening people. You're threatening their lives.
That is his intention.
Yes,
I get that's his intention.
Kamala Harris
said, do not come. She went to the southern border and said that.
Just let me finish now this this time. So I want somebody to make up your mind so people know what to do.
Come on, bro. Like, look, I've had enough. This watch is over. I can't take no more of the cackling hens today. That's why I can't even like do that many reactions to them, because it is hard to stomach how stupid they are. And it really makes me feel like I lose brain cells. Like the way that these people's brains work, it seems like you would think it would be like high functioning, faster, just on point. But it just seems like it's just not there. I know that a lot of them are older, but I know a lot of older people, including older women, who are hella smart. They're just not any of them. But guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that it's a good plan to have it where you could pay to play, or that this is somehow wrong and that Trump should just not allow people to pay their way into having green cars and fast tracking their way into, well, gold cars and fast tracking their way towards having a pathway to citizenship, even though they kind of can already do that? But do you think that is wrong that they can? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Guy Dynamite Rising channel. I'm out.
When I hear someone say, I'm against diversity, equity, and inclusion, it makes me feel that you don't want diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Dumber than Kamala, so that's like, she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman.